Some ruled the land, others owned the skies, and many dominated the oceans. Today, we'll explore several of the most incredible prehistoric animals and learn what made them so unique. Welcome to the world of ancient beasts. Our journey begins with the most iconic prehistoric animals, the dinosaurs, a diverse group of reptiles that dominated Earth for more than 160 million years. Let's look at a few of them. Tyrannosaurus rex. Known as the T-Rex, this massive predator had powerful jaws and razor-sharp teeth. It hunted other dinosaurs and ruled the late Cretaceous period. 66 million years ago, long before humans walked the Earth, a legendary predator ruled the land, Tyrannosaurus rex, the king of the dinosaurs. T-Rex lived during the late Cretaceous period in what is now North America. With a weight of up to 9 tons, it was as heavy as a small truck and more powerful than nearly any land predator before or after. Its skull alone could measure more than a meter long, filled with massive, serrated teeth, each as big as a banana. A single bite delivered more force than any creature known in Earth's history. But T-Rex was more than muscle and teeth. Its senses were extraordinary. It had sharp binocular vision, able to track movement at long distances. It was both a hunter and scavenger, adaptable, intelligent, and efficient. Despite its huge size, T-Rex could run surprisingly fast, possibly up to 30 kilometers per hour. Its massive tail acted like a counterbalance, helping it stay agile as it chased prey such as Triceratops and Edmontosaurus. One of the most iconic features of T-Rex is its tiny arms. Though small, they were incredibly strong, capable of lifting hundreds of kilograms. They may have helped hold struggling prey, or played a role during mating. Fossil evidence suggests that T-Rex led a tough life. Many skeletons show signs of injuries, broken bones, bites, and infections, some of which healed, showing this predator was resilient and capable of surviving serious wounds. Young T-Rexes were fast and lightweight, possibly covered in feathers for insulation. As they grew, they became larger, slower, and more powerful, taking their place as apex predators. For millions of years, T-Rex dominated its ecosystem. The world changed, temperatures dropped, food chains collapsed, and T-Rex vanished into extinction. T-Rex remains a symbol of power, ferocity, and prehistoric greatness. Its fossils reveal stories of evolution, survival, and the rise and fall of giants. Even the greatest rulers can be swept into history. Triceratops. Recognizable by its 3 horns and massive frilled skull, Triceratops used its horns for defense against predators like T-Rex. 68 million years ago, on the sweeping plains of ancient North America, lived one of the most iconic dinosaurs of all time, Triceratops, the 3-horned face. Triceratops belonged to a group of plant-eating dinosaurs called ceratopsians. It was massive, up to 9 meters long and weighing close to 10 tons. Its body was low, wide, and sturdy, built for life on the ground where it grazed on tough plants like ferns and palms. But what truly set Triceratops apart were its horns. 2 long horns pointed forward above its eyes, and a smaller one sat on its nose. Along with a large frill that shielded the back of its head, these features made Triceratops look like a living tank. Scientists believe the horns served multiple purposes: defense against predators, dominance fights within the species, and attracting mates. The frill may have helped regulate body temperature or act as a visual signal, like a flag showing identity and strength. Life for Triceratops was not peaceful. It shared its world with one of the deadliest predators ever, Tyrannosaurus rex. Evidence from fossils shows that these 2 giants sometimes clashed. It was a dangerous world, and Triceratops was not an easy target. Despite its size, Triceratops was a plant eater. Its beak was sharp, perfectly shaped for cutting vegetation, and behind it were hundreds of teeth that acted like scissors, grinding food into pulp. These teeth continuously replaced themselves throughout its life. Young Triceratops likely grew up in herds, relying on adults for protection. Their horns may have been smaller and less sharp, developing fully only as they matured. This social structure helped the species survive in a world full of giant predators. But even powerful creatures can't escape catastrophe. Around 66 million years ago, an asteroid struck Earth. The climate collapsed, plants died, and Triceratops, along with nearly all dinosaurs, went extinct. Yet its legacy lives on. Today, its 3-horned silhouette remains one of the most familiar images from the ancient world. Triceratops reminds us that strength comes in many forms: in community, in defense, and in resilience. Stegosaurus. Famous for its large back plates and spiked tail, Stegosaurus wasn't fast, but those spikes could deliver a deadly blow dot. But its appearance is what truly set it apart. Running along Stegosaurus's back were 2 rows of tall, diamond-shaped plates. These plates could reach over 60 centimeters high and were not attached to the bones beneath. Instead, they were supported by skin and blood vessels, making them living structures. Scientists believe these plates served multiple purposes: display, temperature control, and possibly intimidation. Stegosaurus also carried a powerful weapon at the end of its tail, for long, sharp spikes. With strong muscles, Stegosaurus could swing its tail with dangerous force, ready to defend itself from predators. And predators were all around. Stegosaurus shared its world with meat-eaters like Allosaurus, a fast and deadly hunter. Fossil evidence shows wounds and punctures from Stegosaurus spikes in the bones of Allosaurus, proving that these encounters were very real and very brutal. Though slow and low to the ground, Stegosaurus was not defenseless. Stegosaurus spent most of its life feeding on plants. It used a small, beak-like mouth to clip low-growing vegetation like ferns and cycads. Its teeth were tiny, designed more for stripping leaves than chewing. Food likely passed quickly through its body, relying on a huge gut to digest tough plant matter. One of the greatest mysteries about Stegosaurus is its brain. Its brain was incredibly small for an animal of its size, about the size of a walnut. But today, we know brain size does not always indicate behavior. It may have relied on instinct, like many modern animals. Stegosaurus walked on 4 legs, shorter in front, longer in back, giving it a low, sloping posture. Despite its armored appearance, it was not built for combat unless necessary. It lived and vanished millions of years before famous species like Tyrannosaurus rex ever existed. Its extinction remains a mystery, but climate shifts and changing environments likely played a role. Even so, Stegosaurus left a lasting legacy. To this day, it captures our imagination, reminding us that nature has always created extraordinary shapes and survival strategies. Stegosaurus teaches us that sometimes strength comes not only from power, but from adaptation, resilience, and evolution's creativity. Velociraptor. Small, fast, intelligent, Velociraptors hunted in packs and used their sharp claws to bring down prey larger than themselves. 65 million years ago, long before humans walked the earth, a small but formidable predator roamed the ancient lands of Central and Eastern Asia. Its name was Velociraptor, meaning swift thief. Unlike the giant dinosaurs often seen in movies, Velociraptor was no towering beast. It stood just under 1 meter tall and measured about 2 meters from nose to tail. Its long legs allowed it to sprint quickly across the desert landscapes of ancient Mongolia. With a lightweight frame and stiff tail for balance, Velociraptor could maneuver sharply, chasing prey or dodging larger predators. One of its most iconic features was the curved, sickle-shaped claw on each foot. This deadly claw, nearly 7 centimeters long, could slice into prey with incredible force. Scientists believe Velociraptor used this claw to pin down struggling animals while delivering powerful bites. Its jaws held dozens of sharp, serrated teeth, perfect for tearing through flesh. But even more impressive was its brain. For many years, we pictured Velociraptor as a scaly reptile. But fossil discoveries have revealed something surprising. Velociraptor likely had feathers. Not for flight, but for temperature control, display, and protecting its young. These feathers link Velociraptor closely to modern birds, making it a crucial piece of the evolutionary puzzle. Velociraptor probably hunted small to medium-sized animals, reptiles, mammals, or even young dinosaurs. Some fossils show evidence of Velociraptors fighting prey much larger than themselves, clinging on even as both animals died in the struggle. Many scientists believe Velociraptors may have hunted in groups, working together to take down faster or stronger prey. Though this behavior is still debated, it paints a remarkable picture of a coordinated, intelligent predator. More like a pack of wolves than a lone hunter. Velociraptor lived in harsh environments, desert climates with scorching heat and little water. As ecosystems collapsed, even these swift hunters could not escape extinction. But their story didn't end there. Through their feathered bodies and active lifestyles, Velociraptors show us that dinosaurs were more closely related to today's birds than to reptiles. Their legacy, in a way, still soars above us, in every hawk, eagle, and sparrow. Today, Velociraptor stands as a symbol of agility, intelligence, and survival. Not the giant monster of Hollywood films, but a real animal. Small, fast, and incredibly adapted to its world. These dinosaurs show how diverse prehistoric life was on land. While dinosaurs ruled the land, another group of reptiles conquered the skies. The pterosaurs are ancient animals that live in the air and can fly, including Pteranodon. With a wingspan over 6 meters, it soared effortlessly above oceans, diving for fish with its long beak. Among them, none were more iconic or awe-inspiring than Pteranodon, a name meaning winged and toothless. Pteranodon was not a dinosaur, though it lived alongside them. It belonged to a group known as pterosaurs, ancient flying reptiles that filled the skies while dinosaurs roamed below. With a wingspan that could reach over 7 meters, Pteranodon was one of the largest flying animals ever to exist. Its wings were built from a thin membrane of skin stretched along an elongated finger, allowing it to glide effortlessly over the prehistoric oceans of North America. Lightweight bones, similar to modern birds, helped keep its body light enough for flight. Some fossils suggest the entire animal weighed less than 25 kilograms, a remarkable feat for such an enormous wingspan. One of Pteranodon's most distinctive features was the long crest on the back of its skull. This crest varied in size and shape and may have helped with balance during flight, or served as a display feature during mating rituals. Unlike many predators of its time, Pteranodon did not hunt on land. It soared over ancient seas, diving gracefully to snatch fish and other marine life from the surface. Some scientists believe Pteranodon spent much of its time gliding, taking advantage of strong ocean winds to travel long distances without much effort. This ability allowed it to explore vast coastlines, following food sources wherever they moved. Male and female pteranodons looked different. Males were larger with longer crests, while females had shorter ones. These physical differences suggest that the crest played an important role in communication, perhaps used to impress mates or signal dominance. Life was not easy in the late Cretaceous skies. Weather, competition, and large marine predators threatened Pteranodon daily. But its agility, strength, and ability to soar for hours made it a master of survival. Like many prehistoric species, Pteranodon disappeared around 66 million years ago, when a massive asteroid struck Earth. Pteranodon, like the dinosaurs, vanished into extinction. Yet its legacy lives on. Today's seabirds, albatrosses, pelicans, and gulls echo the elegance and skill of this ancient glider. Pteranodon was more than just a flying reptile. It was a symbol of freedom, exploration, and adaptation, a creature that mastered the challenges of its world and soared through history with wings that seemed to touch the horizon. Quetzalcoatlus, one of the largest flying animals ever, as tall as a giraffe with wings stretching up to 12 meters. It glided across vast distances in search of food. Around 70 million years ago, near the end of the Cretaceous period, a breathtaking creature ruled the prehistoric skies, Quetzalcoatlus, the largest flying animal to ever live. Named after the feathered serpent god of ancient Mesoamerica, Quetzalcoatlus lived in what is now North America. Its presence would have been unforgettable, a wingspan stretching nearly 12 meters, the size of a small airplane. Just imagining its shadow passing overhead would have stirred both awe and fear. Quetzalcoatlus belonged to the family of pterosaurs, not dinosaurs, but flying reptiles that shared the planet with them. Its long, pointed beak, towering neck, and slender limbs made it look like a stork crossed with a dragon. Yet beneath this elegant shape was a powerful and highly adapted hunter. Its long legs and strong ligaments allowed it to walk confidently across plains, searching for prey. It likely fed on small dinosaurs, reptiles, or carrion, using its long beak to strike quickly. Taking flight was not easy for an animal of its size. Researchers suggest it used a vaulting technique, launching itself forward with strong forelimbs, then catching wind currents to glide efficiently for long distances. Once airborne, it could soar for hours without flapping, mastering the skies like a prehistoric albatross. Life for Quetzalcoatlus required balance. On land, it needed to be agile. In the air, it needed to be light. Its bones were hollow, like modern birds, yet strong enough to support its massive frame. Its slender wings allowed it to travel far in search of food, giving it a wide range compared to other ancient predators. Storms, competition, and shifting landscapes constantly tested its resilience. Still, it dominated the late Cretaceous skies until the Great Extinction Event, when an asteroid struck Earth, changing the world forever. Today, its legacy continues to inspire our imagination. It pushes the boundaries of what life was capable of, a creature so big it seems impossible, yet so graceful it turned the sky into its kingdom. Quetzalcoatlus teaches us that nature never stops experimenting, that life can grow beyond expectation, adapt to new environments, and thrive in the most incredible forms. These weren't dinosaurs, but cousins who mastered the air. Deep in the ancient seas, some of the most powerful predators evolved. Megalodon, the largest shark ever known, up to 18 meters long. Its bite force could crush bone, making it king of the ancient ocean. Millions of years ago, long after the dinosaurs disappeared, a new ruler rose, not on land, but in the deep blue oceans. Its name was Megalodon, the largest and most powerful shark to ever exist. Wherever there was prey, Megalodon followed. This ancient shark was massive. Estimates suggest it reached up to 18 meters in length, longer than a city bus, and could weigh more than 50 tons. Its jaws alone were nearly 3 meters wide, capable of swallowing a human whole. This tremendous power made it an unstoppable predator. Megalodon hunted giant prey, early whales, dolphins, seals, and even other sharks. It likely attacked by biting fins first, disabling its prey before going in for the kill. Despite its size, Megalodon was a fast swimmer. Its strong tail and streamlined body allowed it to chase down prey with surprising speed. Some scientists believe Megalodon spent time near coasts, where young whales gathered, making hunting easier. But every giant meets its end. Around 3.6 million years ago, Megalodon disappeared. The reasons remain debated. Some believe cooling oceans and dropping sea levels reduced its habitat, and as whale populations shifted, Megalodon struggled to survive. Whatever the cause, this ocean titan vanished, leaving only fossils behind. Massive teeth bigger than a human hand. These teeth are often found in ancient seabeds, reminders of a world ruled by monsters beneath the waves. Today, the great white shark is often compared to Megalodon, but even the largest great whites are dwarfed by this ancient beast. No ocean predator alive today comes close to its size or power. Megalodon captures our imagination, not just because of its size, but because it represents a time when nature pushed its limits, when the oceans were ruled by the most powerful hunters ever to swim. Though Megalodon is gone, its legend endures. Each fossil tooth is a window into prehistory, a reminder that the world beneath the waves was once far more dangerous than we can imagine. Mosasaurus, a massive reptile with paddle-like limbs and a powerful tail. It hunted sharks, fish, and even other mosasaurs. About 80 million years ago, while dinosaurs ruled the land, another terrifying predator dominated the oceans. Mosasaurus, the sea dragon of the Cretaceous. Mosasaurus was not a dinosaur. It belonged to a group of giant marine reptiles that thrived during the late Cretaceous period, stretching up to 15 meters long, as a river bus. It was one of the largest sea predators of its time, with a long, muscular body and powerful tail. Mosasaurus was built for speed. Its jaws were lined with sharp, conical teeth, perfect for catching fish, sharks, turtles, and even other mosasaurs. Its skull could unhinge slightly, allowing it to swallow large prey whole. Fossils show stomach remains of giant marine animals, evidence that Mosasaurus ruled without fear. Unlike sharks, Mosasaurus swam like a snake, moving its body side to side. Its flippers helped steer, while its tail provided incredible thrust, propelling it swiftly through the ancient oceans. Scientists believe Mosasaurus spent much of its time near coastlines, where food was abundant. Its eyes faced forward, giving it strong depth perception, a useful tool when ambushing prey. Mosasaurus also had a second row of teeth on the roof of its mouth. These extra teeth helped pull prey deeper, ensuring nothing escaped its jaws. This feature makes Mosasaurus one of the most terrifying hunters in marine history. Life in the Cretaceous seas was dangerous, but Mosasaurus was at the top. Its main rivals were other mosasaurs and large sharks, but Mosasaurus was often victorious. Still, even the kings of the ocean could not escape fate. About 66 million years ago, the same asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs triggered massive environmental collapse. Food chains fell apart, and Mosasaurus vanished from the seas. All that remains now are fossilized bones and teeth, buried in ancient seabeds, offering clues to their immense size and incredible power. Today, Mosasaurus lives on, in our imaginations, often portrayed as a sea monster, in stories and films. Though Hollywood exaggerates its size, the real Mosasaurus was still a fearsome predator, a true ruler of prehistoric oceans. Its existence reminds us that Earth's past was wild and unpredictable, filled with creatures more incredible than anything alive today. Plesiosaurus. With a long neck and 4 flippers, it glided gracefully while hunting small fish and squid. Nearly 200 million years ago, long before humans and even most dinosaurs existed, a strange and elegant creature glided beneath the waves. Plesiosaurus was not a dinosaur. It belonged to a group of marine reptiles that lived full-time in the ocean. Its body stretched around 3 to 5 meters long, similar to the size of a small boat. But what truly set it apart was its incredibly long neck, holding over 30 vertebrae, giving it a graceful, serpent-like appearance. 4 strong, paddle-shaped flippers helped Plesiosaurus glide through the water with smooth, powerful strokes. Unlike modern reptiles that wiggle side to side, Plesiosaurus flew underwater, its flippers moving in synchronized motions, similar to sea turtles or penguins. This movement made it an efficient hunter, quiet and agile, able to maneuver quickly in pursuit of prey. Its long neck allowed it to sneak close to prey, without disturbing the water around its body. Scientists believe Plesiosaurus swallowed food whole, rather than chewing. Inside its stomach, it carried stones called gastroliths, which helped grind food, and possibly aided in buoyancy control. For a long time, people imagined Plesiosaurus using its neck like a snake, striking quickly in all directions. But recent studies suggest its neck was relatively stiff, better suited for slow sweeping motions, allowing it to approach prey quietly, rather than snap violently. Even though it spent its entire life in water, many researchers believe Plesiosaurus still came to shore to lay eggs like sea turtles. Others argue it may have given live birth at sea. The truth remains uncertain, one of many mysteries still hidden in the ancient oceans. Plesiosaurus lived during a time when marine life was changing rapidly. Large predators roamed the seas, from giant ichthyosaurs to massive marine crocodiles. But Plesiosaurus adapted well, using agility and strategy, rather than brute strength. Its unusual shape, the long neck, small head, and powerful flippers, captured the world's imagination. Some even linked it to the legend of the Loch Ness Monster, though there is no scientific evidence to support such claims. Around 190 million years ago, Plesiosaurus disappeared, replaced by other plesiosaurs that grew larger or developed new forms. A creature perfectly adapted to a world long gone. A reminder that life takes many forms, each shaped by the environment it calls home. The ocean was full of giants, some fast, some stealthy, all deadly. Mammals. After the dinosaurs vanished, mammals rose to dominance. Some grew to enormous sizes to survive the changing world. Woolly mammoth, a giant, hairy relative of elephants, adapted to the Ice Age with thick fur and long tusks. 12,000 years ago, while humans were just beginning to build their first societies, a giant wandered across the frozen world. Its thick fur, towering height, and massive curving tusks made it one of the most iconic animals to ever walk the earth. This was the woolly mammoth. The woolly mammoth lived during the last Ice Age, roaming the cold grasslands of Europe, Asia, and North America. At first glance, it looked similar to today's elephants, but it was perfectly adapted to survive in freezing climates. Its long, shaggy coat and soft underwool helped protect it from brutal winds. A thick layer of fat beneath its skin kept its body warm, even during temperatures far below zero. Tiny ears and a short tail reduced heat loss, ensuring the mammoth could thrive where few animals dared to live. Standing over 3 meters tall and weighing up to 6 tons, the woolly mammoth was a true Ice Age giant. Its most striking feature was its enormous tusks, which curved dramatically forward. These tusks could grow more than 4 meters long and were used for many purposes: fighting rivals, digging through snow for food, and defending against predators. The mammoth's diet was simple: grasses, shrubs, and herbs. Surprisingly, mammoths were not solitary. They lived in herds, much like modern elephants. Each herd was led by a dominant female, guiding the group across vast landscapes in search of food and safety. Young mammoths were protected within the herd, learning how to survive from their elders. The bond between humans and mammoths was deep and complex. Early humans hunted them for food, but also used their tusks and bones to make tools, shelters, and art. But around 10,000 years ago, their numbers began to fall. Climate change brought warmer weather, melting ice, and transforming grasslands into forests. Combined with pressure from human hunting, the woolly mammoth slowly disappeared. The last woolly mammoths lived on Wrangel Island in Siberia, where they survived until only 4,000 years ago, long after the pyramids of Egypt were built. Then, they too vanished. Today, the woolly mammoth remains one of the most studied prehistoric animals. Well-preserved bodies found frozen in ice allow scientists to examine fur, tissue, and DNA. Some researchers are even exploring the possibility of bringing mammoths back through genetic engineering, a concept once found only in science fiction. Although extinct, the woolly mammoth lives on in our imagination and our history. It is a symbol of strength, adaptation, and survival in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Saber-toothed tiger, a fierce predator, famous for its long, curved canine teeth used to take down large prey. Around 10,000 years ago, at the end of the Ice Age, a fearsome predator roamed the grasslands and forests of North and South America. With powerful muscles, sharp senses, and enormous curved fangs, it became one of the most iconic hunters in history. This was the saber-toothed tiger, better known as Smilodon. Smilodon was not actually a tiger, but a prehistoric big cat. With its own unique lineage, it lived alongside mammoths, bison, and giant ground sloths, thriving as an apex predator. In a world ruled by giants, the most striking feature of Smilodon was its enormous canine teeth. These saber-like fangs could reach up to 20 centimeters long, longer than a human hand. Sharp, curved, and deadly, they were built for precision killing. But these fangs were delicate. They weren't designed to bite through bone. Instead, Smilodon used its strong forelimbs to pin prey down, then delivered a deep, fatal bite to the throat or neck. This specialized hunting strategy made it incredibly effective against large Ice Age animals. Smilodon stood about a meter tall at the shoulder and weighed up to 400 kilograms, heavier than today's lions. Its body was stocky and muscular, built for ambush rather than long chases. Short, powerful legs allowed it to burst into action, surprising prey with deadly force. Unlike modern big cats, Smilodon's tail was short, offering better balance during close combat. Its jaw could open nearly 120 degrees, almost twice as wide as a lion's, to make room for those massive fangs. Smilodon likely hunted in groups, similar to lions, working together to take down massive prey. Living in social groups may have helped protect kills from scavengers and raise vulnerable cubs. Smilodon fossils are commonly found in the La Brea tar pits in California, where thousands of animals became trapped in sticky asphalt. For hundreds of thousands of years, Smilodon thrived. But as the Ice Age ended, its world began to change. Climate shifts caused forests to shrink, and grasslands to transform. Large prey populations declined. With fewer food sources and increasing competition, Smilodon could not survive. It disappeared around 10,000 years ago, alongside many other Ice Age giants. Today, Smilodon remains one of the most famous prehistoric predators. Its dramatic fangs and powerful build continue to inspire art, stories, and scientific research. Though long extinct, the saber-toothed tiger reminds us of a world filled with fierce competition, danger, and survival. It teaches us that every creature, no matter how strong, is shaped by its environment and can vanish when that environment changes. Giant ground sloth, Megatherium. As big as an elephant, it stood tall on two legs to reach leaves high in trees. Long before humans built cities, Long before mammoths vanished into history, there was a giant roaming the lands of South America. Megatherium lived during the Pleistocene epoch, until about 10,000 years ago. At first glance, it may remind you of modern sloths, but on a truly colossal scale. These creatures could reach up to 6 meters in length and weigh more than 4 tons, as heavy as an elephant. Unlike today's sloths that spend their lives hanging from trees, Megatherium lived on the ground. It walked on all fours, but often reared up on its hind legs to reach leaves high in the trees, using its long arms and massive curved claws to pull branches closer. With a strong, bulky frame and a thick hide, Megatherium was built for protection. Despite its size and fearsome claws, Megatherium was likely herbivorous. It fed on leaves, shrubs, and possibly fruit. Standing upright, it could tower over most Ice Age animals, giving it access to food other herbivores could never reach. Fossils suggest that Megatherium may have lived in groups, moving across grasslands and forests in search of food and water. Its slow stride and massive size made it one of the most impressive creatures of its time. But with great size also came vulnerability. As the Ice Age ended, climates changed across the globe. Forests shrank, and food became harder to find. At the same time, early humans spread across the Americas. Evidence suggests that humans may have hunted Megatherium for food and materials, putting added pressure on a species already struggling. These combined forces likely drove Megatherium to extinction about 10,000 years ago. Its disappearance marked the end of one of Earth's most remarkable giants. Still, its legacy lives on through fossils and scientific discoveries. Today, Megatherium remains a symbol of the Ice Age's unique and mysterious wildlife, a towering reminder of how drastically life has changed on Earth. But it survived for millions of years through peaceful strength, adaptation, and sheer size. It teaches us that survival isn't always about speed or power. Sometimes, it's about balance, patience, and understanding your environment. But their fossils remain, giving us clues about how they lived, hunted, and evolved. Their legacy teaches us that life on Earth is ever-changing and full of wonder. From towering dinosaurs to massive ocean hunters and Ice Age giants, prehistoric animals shaped the planet we know today. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and explore more ancient worlds with us in the next episode.